I can't stress enough. Water will solve about 50% of your problems. The other 50% is not drinking soda and staying away from chicken nuggets and Glock. I'm glad you're here, but no one's here no more. It's a sad place. Oh, Richie, what happened to the channel? I don't know. You know, every empire comes to an end. And this wasn't an empire, so you know, it is what it is. Stay fresh, drink water. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Tonight, I'm going to have something that I don't think I've ever had before. Um, kind of excited for it, and not in a way you think. Like I don't think this is going to be an exciting cigar, but what I'm expecting it to be is like a reliable dark, cigar, um, and at a reasonable price at a lounge. $10, and it is a Fat Toro. I feel like a 6x54. I gotta say, the band is fantastic, and the construction on this is phenomenal. It's the Hoyo Dark Knight. That's it. What's up, brother? The Hoyo Dark Knight. The wrapper and construction on this and the quality is fantastic. It's a very dark cigar. Um, Not as dark as the Cahiba Black, but pretty dark. Let's see. So it is what it is. We got some people here, some people that don't care, and we'll see what happens. In the meantime, I guess Richie, I'm just gonna take a nap. Just maybe this will be a new show where I just go to sleep. The Sleeping Richie show. Richie, you okay? Richie, you fresh? Yeah, I'm fresh, man. Thank you for asking, man. I'm very fresh. I'm fresh. It is what it is. Um, the non-Cuban Hoyo side, owned by General, is a brand that I feel gets overlooked. And if you're smoking and you're definitely not smoking. I'm sounding like, hey, what's up, son? I'm sounding like John Madden. If you're not smoking a cigar, you never tried it. Um, what's wrong with it though? Take name aside, it's a good quality company. They're using good quality tobacco. It has good construction. They have smart blends. The other ones I've had, I enjoyed. The one that went full AJ, that's on AJ though. That one was just too sad. But it is what it is. Um, and the price points are really good. And we have another guy here from the stupid place. Bro, man, what's up, bro?
How you doing, man?
Bro, you're looking like a 2009 rock star, you know? You know what I'm saying, though?
I actually don't know what you're saying though. I can't picture that.
You look like an edgy Adam Levine if he actually made like R-rated music, like
I see what you mean. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like if he was like kind of gangster and like could still do some rock and like you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? What's
I feel
up,
like,
there?
the real Adam Levine, and then the idea is that the other Adam Levine is like a front, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, get him. He's like taking my life, and I'm like, he's like scared of me because I'm like coming for him.
No, but what if the other Adam Levine is jealous of you because you could just sit in your backyard, smoke a cigar, go to work, relax, and whatever you want to do. Where he might have all this money, you think, and cars and women, but he doesn't because he
Yeah,
has such a crazy schedule and he has such a high cost of living that in reality, whenever that train ends, and he knows it's going to end at some point, he's going to go broke, have to claim bankruptcy, and then when you're used to living up here, it's gonna be very hard, you know, down here.
I don't know everything about Adam Levine, but I think he's probably taken care of for a while.
I was I was trying to make you feel better. I was trying,
Appreciate it.
you're like actually I think he's pretty like rich. Like he has royalties like forever in perpetuity. So it's
Yeah,
he like look he could go broke and then like on the first of the month they're like here's another 85 grand. You're like
exactly. Like, God, I was just going broke. Almost had to dig into my savings.
he's like oh man I'm gonna have to wait the next month to go broke again. You know? So what are you smoking, bro?
I'm actually smoking. So I bought this before. This is a Pichardo Classico,
Mhm.
which is made by what's it called? Luciano, who made a lot of the Crowned Head stuff. And I purchased this before they had a falling out. I didn't realize that, and so I wouldn't have bought it potentially. I'm not sure. I probably wouldn't have bought it if I had known because I think I side with John Huber. It sounds like everything fell out, and I think John Huber conducts himself like a gentleman. It seems like a lot of people fall out with this Luciano guy, who I don't know, obviously, but seems suspicious. But that said, I'm smoking it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about him or if he's nefarious. I don't know.
Yeah, but he seems to kind of get into it with people. But um, I got to say, the cigar is not bad. I'll be
No.
honest with the cigar.
Yeah.
It's a Sumatra wrapper, and it's pretty buttery, pretty nutty, a little leathery, some kind of black red pepper. Um, Pretty good. Low wood.
Sounds like a nice cigar.
Definitely wouldn't offend anybody. I think.
Mm. Well, I'll tell you what. This channel's dead. I don't know if they're not promoting my show at all. I don't know if because I changed the name,
What
and
do you
so
mean?
people. What do you mean?
We got Sako on here. We got Jeremy. That's it. You got me. You got Sako. You got Jeremy. What else matters?
No, what I'm saying, but as a whole, like
No, I.
normally the lives were popping, like and I like the banter was not. There's times like when I'm talking to Sako, and like we don't get a comment for like 8 minutes. Like what happened? Everyone's dead.
Well, you went away for a couple weeks.
Uh, no, I went away for like 6 days, bro. And I came back one day. If I leave for 4 days, everyone's like Richie's dead. It's over. Fucking bullshit, man.
I don't know. Things get in the way with life really fast. You know what I mean? Whenever
I
there's
think it's the end of summer. People get depressed. The end of August, early September, people get sad. The summer's over, and then generally by football season, late September, people are like, all right, it's the fall.
yeah,
I don't know. I just
I
made
think
that.
I think when there's a little bit of space, uh, things rush in to fill it up. You know what I mean? Often, unless you protect your free time. So it's possible people were regularly expecting to go to the lounge and then wasn't around. So you know,
And so they're hanging out. They're hanging out with Vixen.
I'm sure they'll be back.
I mean, I could care less.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I get bummed out at the end of summer. I think it's kind of a nice time. It is kind of an emotional time. It has that kind of energy to it.
Bro,
That draw looks good.
this cigar's a winner.
Nice.
No, dude, that cigar's a winner. I'll tell you, General has some bangers that nobody cares about for a stupid price, and it makes no sense. It's almost like it doesn't make any sense. Like, I can't believe it's a $10 cigar at a lounge. Online, you can probably get this even cheaper. Like, it's a non-Cuban Hoyo. Okay, so right, what's the big deal, right? It's a beautiful Connecticut broadleaf, I believe. I
Mhm.
think it's Connecticut filler. Could somebody get me the binder and filler? I'm not sure if it's a double Connecticut. Dude, this is delicious.
Now, what's the difference between that and just the regular Excalibur Maduro? Do you know? 'Cause that's a Dark Knight on it.
I don't know. I don't know anything about the Excalibur line. They have a Cameroon line too on the Excalibur. I gotta try them all. I gotta try them all.
I want to try that one.
This is phenomenal. It is silky smooth, buttery, but like sweet raisin wrapped milk chocolate. Fucking beautiful, fucking beautiful. That's a beautiful cigar.
Nice, very nice. I know. I know Dion Giolito. I think I've said this before, but Dion Giolito, his go-to smoke at one point was the Excalibur Maduro, and then number one. I think it has a very good. The Excalibur has a good reputation for that type of heritage brand. Excalibur might be on top. You know.
It's sophisticated. Dude, holding the smoke. Whoa, it's like chestnuts, dude. Like it's not just like a plain simple like, it is what it is, dude. This is a complex, and the notes even has. It's very sophisticated. This is much better than the price point, which means they're not gouging. They give it to you as a gift. I mean, they could charge $20, $10, whatever it is. They're still gonna make money. This thing is priced to move.
Nice that Jeremy's smoking the Mirafell. 20s is Change the Rapper. That's awesome, Jeremy. That's got to be one of the most hype releases.
When did it come out?
I think it was like a year ago or 6 months ago. It wasn't that.
It's a Fuente.
No, it's the company that produces the Cameroon tobacco.
I know that's but
Oh,
who made.
who builds it? I don't know who builds it.
Oh, interesting, interesting. Ooh. Bro, okay, a slight woodiness with cedar, but such a beautiful 70% darkness. So it's on the darker side, but not pitch black. But what a completely comfortable. I think it'd be a great fall cigar when the sun's getting cooler. Like beautiful milk. I mean, beautiful milky chocolate raisin sweetness. Beautiful with some cedar on it and a little black pepper.
That
It,
sounds good.
dude, no, dude. But the way it hits you from the first puff, and the finish is long, medium heaviness, but a very long finish. So it just stays with you, dude. This would be great with a dark beer. You know what I'm saying? No, some dark berries. This is a piece of chocolate. This is fantastic, dude. I can't believe I waited this long in my life to try this cigar. I overlooked it. I'm not gonna lie. I overlooked it, and it's so much better than I thought it would be.
Have you've smoked the regular Excalibur line in natural Maduro or no?
I have smoked the regular Excaliburs, but I don't remember which ones and how many. I don't remember.
See, oh, it's a Connecticut Habana wrapper.
Oh, it's building. It just went from medium to a heavy medium plus. I'm holding the smoke. And it's getting more of a richer smoky wood, more like a burn pit, more like a Scotch smoky wood. Wow. Because when we're only this, dude, this might be a really banger, like changing up and
Yeah.
everything.
Well, the Excalibur was, I think that is one of the top of the line cigars of that era, and I think that I think that might be a Estella Padron blend. I'm not sure about the Dark Knight, but I think the original one, it was either Padron or Villazon. So those were like really.
No, dude, you could really tell whoever made this, they gave a shit and they knew a shit. Like they knew, you know what I'm saying? No, like whoever made this cigar, that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. Phenomenal. Just so you know, I'm strapped.
Just so you know, I'm getting hit in the face by bugs, dude. Yeah, that's good. If anything happens here, uh, I'll be screwed. But you can.
Well, I got two of them on me, just in case.
I don't think it increases my safety, but I appreciate you saying.
I mean, I feel good. I
That's
mean,
good.
I'm
I'm
not.
glad.
I'm not even counting the knife or the golf clubs. You know.
Wow. If anything happens, I think I'm just gonna have to try to get some fingers with the cutter. You know what I mean?
I got a 45 and a 40 caliber on me.
I got a metal chair.
Hey, that's a start.
Okay.
Hey, here's what it is. Okay, only a Fuente's a Fuente. And I know the channel's going through a change. I feel like right now the channel's going through a change. When I got sick for a few days and the missus got sick, you know, it was what it was, and I don't care. Right? I'm only human. Right? This is not a paying job. I mean, I get little donations here and there, but it's not like Richie's on salary. So I don't work for anyone. It's like Richie, you're getting $4,800 a month. Like, imagine like Richie's on salary here. Like it's like you could call Richie at 3 a.m. Like I work for you. That'd be some funny shit. What's happening, man? What? What happened?
Sorry, I was interrupted.
Hmm.
Oh shit! And I ashed myself.
Bro, it's so nice. The smoke is so heavy. I don't know if you can see it though. Like really, it's billowing out.
Oh yeah, it seems very thick.
Yeah, but you see, the lighting is not doing it justice. It's like billowing out. Watch. Mm. Mm. Holding the smoke, the woodiness became twangy sourdough. Really, that's a little Cuban-esque there. That's really nice. I gotta admit. Hold on, what is this guy talking shit? Uh, Hold on, Anthony P. I got a present for you. Anthony P. Do you know my cousin Nora? Well, let me introduce you to your friend, Sayonara, motherfucker. How do you like that, huh? You like that?
Yeah, nice.
I got to work. I got to work on it, but hey, it's got some promise, Like
I like
Nora, Nora who? Sayonara, motherfucker. No, that's
I
all right. That's too.
like the
Like,
I like the premise. I like the premise of pitching that when you're giving someone a timeout, though. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if that's the word for it, but having something start and then
yeah. So if you correct me again, I'm gonna put you in the club.
me.
Yeah.
I wasn't correcting you. You thought that was correcting you?
Now you want me to talk more about you correcting me?
I didn't feel that I was trying to correct you.
I'm
I was
sorry.
I was
I'm
trying to
I'm
contribute.
sorry. Do I work for you?
I don't think so.
Right.
You were just saying you don't this isn't a paid job.
It's, it's not. I'm a volunteer with the tip jar.
I think the channel's got a new name. It's got a new time slot. You know, so we'll see.
It's going to be a big change next week. I mean, the weekends are still going to be the weekends. Friday nights, Saturday nights, and actually now we could have Sunday nights because I don't have to wake up early on Monday. So actually, from now on, we will have late night Friday,
Nice.
regular Saturday, and a regular Sunday. That's fantastic. And then during the week, we'll do some lives, and we'll have some 11 o'clock, 11:30 lives. That's gonna be kind of cool.
11 o'clock in the morning.
Why don't you shut the fuck up and pay attention, huh? Listen, I love you, kid. I'm just busting your balls. But
Wait,
when you
wait.
say thing, of course, I said I'm doing. What don't you understand?
I thought, yeah. I'm just confirming.
You didn't confirm. You didn't believe what I already told you. I said I'm going to be working at 2 p.m. So if I said I'm going to be doing 11:30 live, that means in the morning or early afternoon. You get what the fuck is that? What is that?
But you could wake up 1 p.m., go to work 2 p.m., come back from work, and then do live at 11 p.m.
11 p.m. lives are not going to be that during the week. It's not going to be that well because a lot of people here are going to be sleeping.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying you should do it. I just wanted to be.
It works out for you in the West Coast, and it might work out for some people in the Hawaii
Yeah, it's good.
left there from the fires.
I hope
Well,
that we get
rest
more
in peace.
people. You know what I mean? Different time zone. Maybe there's some other. You know what I mean? Can have two crews.
I'm sorry. Did I make you a manager? Do you have a contract?
Actually, I think I'm supposed to be speaking to the manager. Sacco says I should ask to speak to the manager. Sacco, you're on all the time, dude. You can come on a little bit.
This literally is the Sacco show. It's like
I think the man.
Sacco is such a good guest that he's become the host. Like he's he's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, good to know. Good to know. So you've been clapping cheeks?
Oh yeah, dude, like crazy. You know me.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
You've been clapping cheeks, huh?
No. No, definitely not.
Not at all. Okay, but you know what though? So what do you do with your time? Because even when I'm not clapping cheeks,
Yeah.
planning, or and I mean like not planning like with the same person.
Right.
It sounds like someone who's gonna go to prison. Like yeah, I gotta plan to get this shit. Like no, like I'm planning like when's the right time to get it again. Like all right, like I had it yesterday. All right, give it like a day, and then be like Saturday, like oh, did you have a good time? Got a drink or two? Time to clap cheek. You know what I'm saying? So what do you do?
Creating a schedule.
What do you do with your free mind? You're not worried about clapping.
I got to tell you, it's incredible, actually. To be honest with you, when I was thinking about clapping all the time, or like, you know what I mean, clapping logistics, whatever, it's a lot of.
So you used to clap.
Yeah.
Okay.
There have been times where I've spent a lot of my day clapping. You know what I mean? Like 10%, 20% of my time is
You
tied
would
up in.
clap. You would clap for an hour or two.
Yeah, I don't clap that short, but I also don't just like jump into
Wow,
it.
that's impressive.
Well, I don't. I'm not saying it's whatever. It's a cigar show, dude. But
You're well. I mean, you're like a clapping. You're like a clapping. I don't know, monster, man. Wow,
no,
2 hours.
it's not.
Wow.
I just don't think you need to. You get out of it what you put in. That's all I can say. You know what I mean? So it's like if you.
That's not true. Because I put my thing into her. She doesn't put anything into me. That's not. It's not give a penny, take a
Wait,
penny.
oh, clapping then. I'm just.
That,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
no, that's called pegging, and that's
Yeah.
not more.
No, but what I'm saying is if you just get into the whole thing for 15 minutes, you know. But if you ramp into it slowly, then it's a more enjoyable experience. That's all.
So are you talking about like 2 hours of micro puffing? Like,
No, I'm not.
are you micro puffing that little chocha?
I'm just saying. You know how long I toast a cigar?
But like, is she like, is it in yet? You be like, you're still outside. You're like, nah, nah, I'm out. Mm.
Is this not a cigar channel anymore?
I don't know what it is. I gotta
No.
say, this cigar is burning very slowly.
Mhm.
That's all I got down to it, but it's smoking effortlessly. Sign of good quality tobacco. It's not like it's burning, when you get like a really cheap cigar, and I'm not talking Padrones burn fast because of the way they roll, but they don't
Mhm.
burn that fast. I feel they burn fast so people think because they smoke them too fast because they're so good. The point is, but when you get like a real cheap cigar that burns like a cigarette, this thing, bro, the burn, the draw. I got nothing. I feel like I've been here before because I'm happy.
Yeah,
This is a happy 70% dark cigar with beautiful flavor that I can't say one bad thing about it. That's got to count for something.
I think it counts for a lot. I think those are. I think there are a lot of great blends from that era, like we always talk about, that are totally overlooked. So it's nice that there's another one. I didn't even know about that one. I'll have to definitely try that.
Yeah, it is what it is, man.
I think I've smoked a cigar recently that had a really open draw and was burning fast. And I think that's a recipe for disaster. It can like sort of burn unevenly because stuff will just like it'll ignite in a certain direction and just run with it. But I think Padron is just it
Okay,
really
Padron burns, I would say, well, I could say Padron burns fast, right? Check it out. Padron burns aggressive. So as fast as you want to smoke it,
right,
it will keep up. So it doesn't feel like it's burning like a cheap cigar. But
right.
Padron is like a high performance like Corvette that's like, yeah, you upgraded everything, you tweaked the engine, you tweaked the air filters, you tweaked everything else, you put a chip in it, and you're like, yeah. So your gas mileage is gonna be like, but it's a lot of fun. So I really respect Padron what they do because to be in their own category, Padrons are in their own category because nothing is like Padron, just like nothing's like Fuente. I can say nothing's like Davidoff, but I feel that's not really a flavor thing. I feel like Davidoff is just a really great brand, and that means something too. I mean, they have their own stores because within the brand, I don't think their blends are as important. Meaning, when you talk about Padron, you can talk about Padron 26 or 64 or the family reserves. Each one of those is really important. Or Fuente, forget about it. Anejos, Opuses, everything else, Rare Pinks, Hemingways, and then six versions of it. When you think about Davidoff, they make great cigars, but how many of those great cigars are really important blends? I think the Nicaragua was important. I think that had a big impact, but not as big as like other companies, like the Liga Privada number 9. Even though I think that the Davidoff was probably the better cigar, but I'm trying to say. I feel Davidoff the bigger impact is the brand, but if you look internally, their blends are not as important. Does that make any sense? Like you can pick one or the other, and it's like you're within Davidoff, so it doesn't matter. Once you're in Davidoff,
But yeah,
that makes
the
any sense. What I'm
the
saying?
White Label series was pretty watershed, though, wasn't it? Sort of changed. I wasn't around for it, but didn't that sort of, because first of all, them moving from Cuba to Domin- Dominican Republic, didn't that kind of switch a lot of the way that people were thinking about?
That was before my time. I was like 7 years old when that happened. Uh,
Gotcha.
but Richie wasn't smoking cigars in like second grade. But you know, it is what it is with that. And you know, so at what point did Davidoff get full stride? Probably in the early '90s, '91, '92. I don't know, because they had to wait for a short time to get full swing
Yeah.
with the, I'm sorry, with the Dominican Republic stuff. So, you know, in reality, yeah, it's not that long. Even though Davidoff's old brand has a huge reset, and
Mhm.
you think about that, Davidoff's only been reset for 30 years. 30. That's not that long.
Right.
Uh, you know,
And I can see what you mean. It really is about their overall branding, their overall what they're bringing to the table. They're kind of a cornerstone of the industry, but not necessarily for any one blend. I mean, I can't
no,
think.
no. No one around the corner like, yo, you got special T or the special R, or you got, I mean, you can talk about royal release, but no one gives a shit because it's so expensive and so rare. Like the average guy will never see it, never smoke it, and they'll
Right.
be like, whatever, I can't afford $200 for a cigar. Like or even if they could, like they're not going to do it. So what I'm saying is like, whereas whether you're poor, middle class, or rich, one cigars that smoke a Padron 26,
Yeah.
Padron 4, Family Reserva, a Legal 9, a Legal Bottom 52, um, uh, LFD,
Double the hero.
Harrows, and etc. And now with the newest, you get or My Father Beju. So I mean, so My Father obviously doesn't have the same brand impact as Davidoff, but like when you talk about like within My Father, like when you say the Beju, I'm not really talking about My Father. I'm talking about the Beju. So I
Right.
feel like Davidoff is big on the outside, the name. And once you get in, it's like none of those cigars are bigger than the name. Padron's like, Padron. But Padron what? 1,000? Whatever. Or 26? Or you say, oh, we're smoking a 26 tonight? So I feel like other brands, their blends have become bigger than the brand itself. Hence,
What-
Opus. What's bigger? If somebody said, you want to smoke a Fuente tonight or Opus? You're going to take Opus. You
Right.
want to
Right.
because you're not smoking a Chateau, $10 cigar. So within or a Nejo. So I feel within Fuente, their cigars, their blends, some of their blends are bigger than the brand, right? Because you can't say you just love Fuente. Nobody cares about smoking, curly heads in their $10 chateaus. Nobody gives a shit about those cigars.
Do
But
you
those,
think?
right?
Do you
But
think that?
I don't think there's any within Davidoff. There's no bad Davidoff. But once again, there's no Davidoff that's on an opus level in people's minds. If that makes any sense.
Do you think that LFD has cigars that are bigger than it? Because I feel my perception of LFD is that, and I haven't smoked the Bull, but my perception is that it's like a very solid brand.
The bull, in a way, yeah. So the bull has caused more buzz than like LFD, the brand. Yeah, the bull it has a following. The bull people get excited about, and whether you like it or not, I think it's irrelevant. I think it's a great cigar that should have came in a smaller size, because if I understand if you concentrate that blend a little more, it is awesome.
It does come in a smaller size now,
And there you go, bingo.
and it's
Uh,
like it's 200
I
bucks.
told the guy from LFD that 5 years ago. I
Yeah.
had him on the channel, and I told him, why don't you make the cigar in a smaller, more attainable size? Save some tobacco, make it cheaper, make it more realistic. Don't put an expensive box.
Uh,
Ev-
th-
Everybody wants a cigar, and
They
he's like,
put it. They
"What
put it in
about
a box. It costs $200 now.
what's that?"
The new bowl, the small bowl that's like a Lonsdale. It's like $100 to $200. There's like super gouging it.
Oh, fuck that. You could fuck that in twice on a Tuesday. No,
Yeah, honestly, it's the thing that I was a big LFD fan. I think nothing has hurt my opinion of the brand so much as like a first party gouge. It's
but
crazy.
bro, you can't blame them though. And I'm not justifying it. But what I'm saying is the way it's going right now. Look at my father coming out with $40 cigars. We've seen now the third, Garcia, the Florida Antilles 10th anniversary, and now the 20th anniversary of the other one. So now my father, look at you, my father, making $40 cigars. They're not a $40 brand, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? No, it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't I don't know, man, because like in the chat, we've had guys smoking these more expensive my fathers. I haven't smoked them, but you see on review sites, you see in the chat, and you see these $40 cigars coming out with bad reviews. To me, it's something we've talked about previously. I think it, if anything, it kind of hurts the brand. It kind of makes them look. I don't honestly, it kind of makes them look.
Explain what this does. No, you're right and you're wrong. So listen to what I'm saying, kid. You're right. It hurts the brand for the people that made that brand.
Yeah,
My followers were not rich. My father followers were middle class guys that enjoyed smoking strong Nicaraguan cigars that were really good. And in their mind, they're like, it's almost as good. Or you could lie to yourself and say, it's just as good as a Padron 64. Okay. But my point is, it's still a great cigar back then for 8, 9, 10, 12 bucks. And so you don't have to spend $25 on a Padron. Okay. So you still can have a great time in a longer time. So your core followers are my father, because like it's not like a lot of rich guys were like, yeah, let me get the Jew. You know what I'm saying? When I used to go to lounges, if guys were showing up in real expensive cars, they're smoking the high end Davidos, or high end Padron, and I get that. So my father, the following was from middle class people, and now they're coming out with more high end luxury. But is anything too though? Is that just that a natural thing where if a brand's around long enough, they can say, look, we already have plenty of great entry level and plenty of great mid tier to high mid tier cigars. Where can we go next? Well, only up is the place they haven't been. So, in a way, it's kind of like man first built a boat, then man built a plane, well, a train and a car, and then they built a plane, and now we're trying to see if we can find aliens, but they're not. But you know what I'm saying? I think it's mankind to always try to go closer to the sun so they could get knocked the fuck down, and you should have just went fishing.
here's my counter argument. If you're a great brand, if you're a respected brand, and you have good money, value for the money, if you go to play, it's like with Rocky. If you go to play with the Davidoff price range, with the high end Padron price range, you have to show up in a big, big way because you're such a big company already. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I get that. But so is some of their core followers that are just happy to say, "Yeah, now my brand's with the big guys too." I don't respect Rocky Patel for doing that. His plans, he should stay between the $10 range, and it makes him. I have so much hope for Rocky and so much depression because I really just want that guy to make some really good cigars.
Yeah,
And I have one. I'm like, he's almost there. But it's
right.
like, you do. It's like someone like who has they got something and they went to build it like a chair or a furniture thing and they didn't follow the instructions, and when they're done they have it but they're missing some parts and it doesn't work right. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like whatever, good enough. I feel like Rocky Patel was like good enough.
it's almost it's almost like a guy playing piano, and then there's one guy on the side just smashing one key. You know what I mean? And you're like,
Yeah, and then the guy playing piano is like, that's a great idea. I love that. You know what I'm saying? Like Rocky, there's something off about Rocky Patel's blends. I can't stress it enough.
yeah.
Wrong with that man? I don't know why. I don't know why his blends have a burnt taste. I don't know why. I, I just can't. And it's not like he's using bad tobacco, so I don't know what the fuck. I don't have an. I don't have an answer on Rocky Patel.
But putting Rocky aside, because I think nobody here is smoking Rocky. Uh, rest in peace to Big Firm. But um, maybe he'll come back in this next phase of the show. But I think why would you do that if you're a brand like my father that has such a good reputation? Because a lot of people like Tatuaje, a lot of people like my father. Um,
Well, good for you, Jermaine. He said, "I love Rocky." Yeah,
I think you should have verified this guy before you gave him a wrench, man.
yeah.
But whatever.
Wrenches come and go. All right.
Yeah, fair enough. Um,
Um, Here's the thing, man. I gave Rocky Patel enough of my time and my energy and my money and my channel, so you can't say I blindly disrespect him.
for
I've
sure.
never free Rocky Patel. Like when I reviewed him, I pays my own fucking money. So when I don't buy something looking to make it suck. I
Right.
want to.
Right.
So if it's not good, I'm going to tell you the truth. You know. And now Rocky Patel getting into 20, even 18, 20, 26, 27 now. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? What are you
But
doing?
but how doesn't it hurt you to see my father, which is a brand I like, you know?
Because you know what? My father's more respected. If you went on, let's say these were credit scores. My father has a better credit score than Rocky Patel.
But don't you think they're hurting their credit score?
I think they're biting more off than they can chew. But maybe, yeah, no, I just feel maybe they feel, we've done enough for middle class people. We have plenty of great mid tier cigars. Now let's go after a category we don't go after. But the thing is though, it's like you could have made some more great mid tier stuff. But
Right.
maybe here's the thing too though. Lounge the stuff my father already makes has a following. People still smoke the Judge. People still smoke their Connecticut. They still smoke the Promessa. They still smoke the Granaforte. They still smoke the fucking Bijou. Okay, and they still smoke the other one. What's the other one? With that really dark wrapper. I love that one. It's a real simple chocolate cigar. It comes in a small box press.
Did you say La Promesa? Oh, and you didn't say it's not Bijou.
No, the other one.
I only know the Don Pepin line.
No, 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 the other one.
No, I don't know.
The other one. The other one. The other one. So my point is this: because it's a following, the lounge is no, not Jaime Garcia. The other one. It's a my father's. It doesn't say I'm. Um,
Oh, this not the Centurion.
no, that's a good one too. No, it came out recently, like 5 years ago. Great cigar. $12. Really great chocolatey cigar. Pretty strong. Um,
I feel like I would rather smoke if I'm gonna smoke. If I'm looking at the prices and I say, okay, Davidoff's $20, my father's $10. I'd like to try the my father first. But if I see that my father is making more expensive blends and they're not as well received as the Davidoff blends or the Fuente blends, then I would just rather go to the more expensive. Like, because now to me, these other my father cigars are just budget my father's. I don't want to smoke a budget cigar. I just want to smoke a humble cigar. You see what I mean? Like Aladino stays in that lane, and I would smoke Aladino, all day because you don't feel like you're getting ripped off, and you don't feel. Do you see what I mean?
you're saying, well, my father trying to make some higher end cigars. Um, it makes the other cigars look cheap now.
Right.
What's the name of that fucking cigar? It's not the Granaforte. It's not the Promessa. It's the other one, and not the Bijou. The other one. It's it's fantastic. It's a very dark wrapper. It's fantastic. What is the name of it?
I don't know, man. I don't really research dark cigars for the most
Come
part.
on, come on. What's the name of the fucking cigar? What's the name of it? Somebody Google this bullshit because now this is gonna bother me. And that's a great cigar.
Nice.
Um,
Jeremy, do you think the Marifel is performing at its price point?
Not the Judge. How much does it cost?
The Miracle is like $50, I think, isn't it?
But it's a special limited edition, so it's a treat. You
Right.
know, what I'm saying? It's
Well, look,
not.
that's the only cigar they make. I'd be willing to try it at that price point. But if it sucks at that price point, I'm not smoking any more of their cigars. You know what I mean?
But I feel like there's a lot of faith in that brand, man. Not Las Antilles. It's more expensive. Son of a bitch. How is everyone naming everything the other one? The fucking other one. The other one. No, son of a bitch. No, no, the other one.
I think if you're gonna make a more expensive cigar, it has to be it has to be a statement. Nice. And so if these cigars are getting like the Garcia and Garcia gets that amount of love, but these other cigars not getting that much love, I just don't think it's worth it.
Son of a bitch, Anthony. Son of a bitch. Just go there and find out. Anthony, take some time off. Leave your badge. Leave your gun. And take some time off and find out the name of this fucking cigar. All right? Guys, it's within the past 5 years. It's a new of my father, 5 years ago. Before the Promessa. It's a great cigar. Come
Not the
on.
Opulencia, right?
What?
Not the Opulencia.
Thank you.
Is that
Son
it?
of a bitch. The Opulencia is fantastic. The Opulencia is a real great, simple, great chocolatey sweet black pepper cigar. $86, he said.
That's high.
Whoa. So that's a one-time try for me if I ever did that. Be like, yeah, whatever. All right.
But see, that has to duke it out with the Royal. That's the funny thing. Davidoff used to seem to me so expensive, but if you have all these cigars coming out so much higher,
Dude, Rocky Patel is hanging out with Davidoff now. I went to buy, I told you, an Ashton VSG, and it was cheaper than Rocky Patel. What kind of a world, my friend? What kind of a world?
it's backwards.
Yeah.
But is anybody really buying those?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I guess they must be. I don't
Dude,
know.
Rocky Patel has a huge following of guys that listen to Nickelback. You know what I'm saying, though? And, like, the kind of guy that, like, that cuts you off in a pickup truck and gives you the finger, and he didn't have to cut you off. There's plenty of open road. You know, and, like, and, you know what I'm saying, though? And, like, he has, like, a stupid sticker in the back of his pickup truck. And, like stickers of places he went. And, like, how, like, a Glock and, like, a 45 sticker in the back of his truck, which it's pretty stupid if you can carry firearms. Don't give the criminal a heads up. And just, you know what I'm saying, though? And also, whenever you park the car, now it's like if you're a criminal, break into that car because maybe there's something in the glove box. You know what I'm saying, though? I just, that's just my opinion. And
I I always thought it would like guys that smoke Rocky or guys that would like call a cigar tasty. Like, oh, that's a yummy cigar. I hate when guys do that. I think that's the most whack.
I don't know about that, but this is a tasty cigar. This thing is very smooth. It's medium plus. It's very in control. It's very sophisticated.
Yeah.
Hold the smoke to get out of it. When you're holding the smoke on this, it's an orchestra. It's got so much great stuff going on. A lot of characters. So I would not this cigar. It's ready to rock. Like when you buy this, don't let it sit for a year. Like smoke it. Yeah. But it doesn't matter. I would give this cigar, in all seriousness, a 4.6. It is really a delicious cigar. It's not a strong dark cigar, but it's a nice medium plus dark cigar. And maybe you try it in Robusto and be a little stronger, you know?
You're saying that's a $10 cigar?
Mhm.
Because I think often a lot of the general stuff you can get less expensive in certain places. So getting a 4.6 at $10 is pretty good, right? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, you can go on the internet and get it probably maybe
Yeah.
7 or 8 for a box, you know?
Yeah.
It's a really high quality cigar, man. It's really good tobacco. Like, I'm not fucking lying to you, man. So it's like what? If I took the band off and I told you it was $15, you'd like it better? Like, you know what I'm saying, though?
Maybe if you smoke Rocky, you might like it better.
Dude, it's better than any rock you ever had.
Sure.
Listen, it is what it is. Dude, it's been 24 hours since I've clapped cheeks.
Yeah.
It's rough. It's rough.
It gets harder and then it gets easier. That's the thing about clapping, not clapping cheeks.
You're right. It gets harder and harder, and then you're like, I give up.
Yeah, you're like, nah, whatever. Same thing with smoking, not smoking cigars. I think actually.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess for guys that aren't clapping, the hand replaces the heart.
Places the heart. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're like, oh yeah, baby, I love you, and then you're like, you're alone. You're like, hello, darkness, my old friend. Wah, 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 wah. I don't care about the place, and I hate everyone here equally.
Um, yeah, I think not clapping, dude. It gives you a ton of time to like study. It's amazing. Like all the things.
You understand, like that's why back in the day they made eunuchs, right? Then they would be like philosophers because they're
Yeah,
like, you got plenty of time now. Listen, you don't
yeah,
have time to chase that. It's over.
yeah.
Like that's like once you heal up, you're like, what am I gonna do now? And like something, I don't know.
I think that in a modern world, I don't know. Like you can clap so early and so often now. You know what I mean? Like you could be 16 clapping like 24/7 for a decade. You know what
But
I mean?
they, our society, and trust me, it's more physical for a man, but for a man, it's also emotional. But for women, it's more emotional. But they made it purely like an exercise. You could
Yeah.
just order it. You could
Right.
just Tinder it, Facebook it, Twitter it,
Right.
DM message. I don't know what the fuck everyone's doing now. But
Right.
yeah, I'm saying it's so easy to get laid, but it's so hard to stay together with someone. Because why would you want to, right?
Right.
We become a fast food generation. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week of clapping, but nobody wants. No, I know it is on both sides. I feel more on the woman's side. I'm not happy. Why? Because it used to be the woman, they see a magazine and they're like, well, that'd be nice to have this and that, but we can't afford that. But
Yeah.
now, if you're dating a girl, she could you go take a date and she's picking out the next guy who has a better car than you, a better house, more money, or maybe a bigger dick, whatever. And she's just ordering online, like Amazon. She's Amazon next guy.
Yeah.
You around for a free meal. You know what I'm saying? No, but like our parents didn't have to deal with that. Like you used to have to go to a bar or meet a girl somewhere and ask her out, and she didn't know all of her options. Maybe in her mind she felt she could do better than Bob the plumber, but she doesn't know, right?
Right.
Um, and also there was public shame, like you didn't go out with your husband. You're not going to go out for ladies' night. Now it's like, well, let's go out for ladies' night, and then she could. Her friends like, you could do better than PG. Yeah, you could do a lot better. You
I
can get
don't
a.
think girls ever say that about me, but go ahead.
But you understand what I'm saying? I'm talking to you, so I'm just saying like it's never.
Yeah.
And then what happens? Is you think you could always do better, and then you never get on the boat, and they end up in the water by themselves.
Well, so first of all, I
Women,
think
women only want the top percent of men, and the top percent of men can have any woman they want. So
mhm,
in a way, they block themselves out from 90% of the regular guys that would give them a normal life. But they don't want that. They want the 1%. They think they're gonna marry a fucking movie star, a basketball player, a CEO, and then those guys are getting the top girls. You know what I'm saying? So and the regular guys are like, whatever.
I think that
They'll go buy one of those blow up dolls and be happier.
I think that there's two things that we underappreciate. The first thing is developing oneself, because I think that if you have more substance, people are going to want to stick around with you. So that's number one. And if you're spending all your time random clapping, you know what I mean? You're not going to spend time on that. You're just going to get good at the transactional action of clapping.
Say building's a man thing because women are born with inherent value. Women have sexual value. So a pretty girl, or even an ugly girl, can go to a bar and somebody will ask her out. Somebody will buy her drinks. Somebody will take her on vacation, and somebody will fuck her brains out. A regular guy, if he goes to the bar, he's not fresh, not nice clothes, if he doesn't have any character, he can't just be like, man, I need to get laid tonight. People are gonna laugh at him. So then the underbody is that guys are like, they'll pay for it because whatever they just gotta do it. Or they'll have to, you know what I'm saying, have a really good game, or they'll have to, you know, get a girl but like try to keep her happy and like it's never enough. So what I'm trying to say is men have to build more skill to get laid
Yeah.
unless they're born, you know, ultra wealthy, but that's a very small percentage. You know, very few people are born millionaires and billionaires if you're born that way. But we'll have to, you know, normally men, what do you do? I'm a fireman, I'm a policeman, or I'm a this, or I'm a soldier. Oh, I own my own company, or I'm a union worker and I make six figures. Okay, why do they ask the man that? The guy doesn't care what the girl does. If a girl has nice tits, the guy, are you going to say what's your credit score? What's your FICO? Well, you going to ask a girl, you know, well, what's her area code? You know, where's the zip code? Because I don't, unless you're a good. Okay, has a guy ever not banged a chick because she doesn't live in a good school district? No, nobody gives a fuck. But a girl, you could buy her a house, and then she could be like, you know, my mother was talking to me, and this is not a good school district, and well, there's better ones. And my mother was saying, if we move and move to a better school district, our kids that we don't have yet would be doing better. So they're not happy because they don't like the school district they're in for their imaginary kids you haven't even had yet.
Yeah.
Like, men think that way, bro. They don't think that way. Is anything I'm saying making sense?
100%. Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back and I'll respond.
What are you gonna do? Go clap?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. I clap fast, dude.
This cigar is fantastic. Don't buy this cigar though if you want a very strong cigar. It is a very nice medium plus, 70% darkness. To hold that smoke, so much rich character, cedar, rich charred wood, beautiful raisin like a fig, sweetness, beautiful milk chocolate, nice little black pepper, and a nice sourdough traininess. It's a really sophisticated, um, complicated blend, and it's really delicious with a long finish. So if you want to real, I think the cigar could be used in the morning, day, and night. This is just strong enough and just comfortable enough that it's not overdone. It's, you know what I'm saying? No, it's kind of like one of those movies. No matter when it's on, you can sit down and watch it. Um, this cigar, bro, if you're looking for a morning Maduro, fantastic. If you're looking for a Maduro still at night, but not to kick your ass like a first cigar,
Yeah.
like you get ready for a stronger cigar, sure. But it's not boring. Like if you hold the smoke on this, what's wrong with all those flavors I just listed? It's a really nice blend.
I definitely want to try that. I'm gonna try. At some point, I want to smoke through the whole uh, Excalibur line because I know they have that reputation. Um,
Stop. But what size will you do it? And will you keep the size and just change the blend? Or will you go through each size in each blend? I'd like to know that.
I'm gonna smoke the number one, which is a 7.25, 7.5 by 54. That's a famous size in this blend for some reason. People seem to really like that size.
It's
So
a
I'm
big,
gonna. Mhm. It's a big stick,
I
but
feel like with this blend that would work because it's not trying to be super strong.
right.
It's really comfortable, medium plus. And if you go a little bigger, it's not going to hurt it. You know what I'm saying? No.
Yeah.
But what
You
I like about General cigars, consistent flavor. Every puff, you know where the cigar's at. You get a really great flavor. It's never like, oh, where did it go? Or like,
Yeah.
I'm not getting nothing out of it. Every time with General cigars, like there's always good flavor. I don't know how people don't respect that.
I
And
think
I'm sick of talking about. Look, no one's paying me to say that. Like the cigars they're gonna send me, I haven't got them in 3 fucking months now. I can care less. If anything, I should be mad at General Cigars. But I'm not gonna lie about tobacco. They
right.
have good blends. It's not stupid blends.
I think well, first of all, if you don't mind, I'd like to say something about this cigar because you say you won't lie about tobacco. I don't want to lie about this cigar. It's quite a good cigar. I don't love this Luciano guy in terms of the way he ostensibly conducts business, but I'm gonna put that aside 100% now. Um, I think something he does, which is interesting to me, is he gets blends that have that brightness and almost a sharpness, but it doesn't lean too far in. Like if you get a young AJ, it's going to be really sharp sometimes. It's too much. Um, but he kind of melds it with a sweetness and kind of rounds it out just enough where it still comes across as a bright cigar, but it has something to it. And it's not a phenomenal blend. I'm not blown away by it, but it is really good, really respectable.
Is it
I'd smoke it.
the band?
Hmm?
I have never seen that shit. Is it boutique?
So yeah, I think at this point it was boutique. I think this was their these were their like house lines, you know what I mean? For their factory. Um like you know how they have Aganorsa cigars that just have the Aganorsa name on it? It's like this is the equivalent. Or their original equivalent. They scored really, really high. All the reviews came in for this series really high. I usually don't go for a Sumatra. This is a Sumatra, but it sound like the reviews made it sound good and it is good. Um, and
Great.
definitely a little bit of a boutique flavor too. Kind of that complexity and that freshness and that forwardness with the flavor, cleanness.
Kind of like the brand hasn't figured it out yet. Like it feels new. Once you become formulaic, kind of like we're pushing my father.
Yeah.
Like if you get into my father, you're gonna figure out like the brand knows what it's doing, but then you can say it doesn't not know what it's meaning. It's like okay, when you watch an Arnold movie, you know what to expect, right? So when you smoke my father, generally speaking, on the regular cigars, you know what you're getting into, and that's comfortable, but it's
Yeah.
not exciting per se. So you're saying the cigar is not like a super comfortable cigar. You know what to expect out of the brand. It feels like refreshing.
I, I think actually I've smoked other cigar that this guy blended that I liked was called the Fiat Lux, I think, also Sumatra, and it also has this sort of very upfront, very clear flavor profile. Kind of like you know how a piano is very much in the mid range of
Yeah.
sound. It's like above the piano. All the notes are sort of, for the most part, it's mostly doing its play in the upper range, but it's not really high pitched either. So it's kind of in that upper register where you can taste the notes very clearly and they're distinguishable. Um, and I think he's done that on both of these cigars. So I do think he has a house style in a sense, but I feel like he
Or
mastered.
like he's pushing a cigar but on the lighter side, so without blowing your palate out.
I would say on the brighter side, but you know what? You're right. Actually, in terms of percent to darkness, I'm almost. This is almost like a Connecticut, but the flavor is forward. You know, it's definitely medium to full flavor, but like 40% to darkness. It's crazy.
That dark, yeah.
Yeah, but the flavors are flavors that you would expect from a real medium type of cigar. It's got the nuttiness, has the leatheriness. Let me just check. Sweet, almost vanilla. Yeah, a little bit of wood. So definitely in that mid range in terms of the flavors, but they're bright so that they're very clear. It's an interesting cigar, and I will smoke it.
Sorry to interrupt. Right there, picked up the medium full. Right there, halfway through the cigar, picked up the
Ni-
medium full. But it's such a juicy, nice medium
Nice.
full. Like so creamy, so milk chocolate. Beautiful raisin note, really nice. And the raisins are more like I feel like sweeter than figs, a darker sweetness. And
Mm,
raisins high pitch. Really nice cigar. Tons of milk chocolate
that sounds great.
and sourdough, like twanginess. I can't, but I can't say nothing bad about the cigar. Really nice. I mean, it's called the Dark Knight, but it's like if Batman had a good day. He's like, honestly, Joker, we could get along.
I think another thing that people underrate about like these classic blends um, is their reusability. Like from what you're saying, it sounds like a cigar you could buy a box, smoke through, no problem. I probably wouldn't buy a box of these.
I can smoke this as a box worthy cigar, and I can smoke this the rest of my life. I'm not expecting like Cohiba level. I'm not expecting Padron level 26 out of it, but I'm not having this and going, I wish I would have got the Padron. It's
Hmm.
a great cigar, in control, sophisticated, delicious, perfect construction, and it's funny. Each cigar's a little different. Keep it to yourself when you cut this cigar. I didn't go that deep on it, but the cap is kind of shallow. Some cigars don't have much of a bend, and
Yeah,
it's a little unrolled by the head here. But that's my fault for not realizing the cigar.
sure.
It almost flattened at the top. You know what I'm saying? Though, so
Yeah,
most cigars they have a more dramatic bend, so you can
right,
cut past the top of the bend, and it's not going to unroll. If it
right.
just almost goes to a flat, if you almost have to cut within the circle of that normally. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Though,
Yeah, that's you. It's like
I'm
punch,
not trying to
right?
get you, but these are things to look out for. Nobody gives a shit, right?
This is good. This is clear all the way through. I'm actually really impressed. What's funny is this cigar, even though it's so clear, it lacks a lot of that deep, rich flavor that you're going to get probably from a cigar like the one you're smoking. So it kind of tricks
Your cigar, you'd be even a better transitional cigar. You could have that first and then go to something else.
this one. Yeah, you could. I could smoke easily after this. This is. I'm barely feeling it at all, in any sense. It's not on the palate. It's not hitting me with strength. It's but not bad. So what you were saying about
It's so reusable, dude. I want to smoke this now in Robusto. I
yeah,
want to five packs on Cigar Page. I want to try this in fucking Rothschild in a little four and a half by 50 or 48. Dude, I want to try this in Corona. This Dark Knight, the Dark Knight Excalibur. This is Richie certified. There's been a
nice.
lot of times they had a Richie certified. Delicious, but what's the category? A delicious. If you like a like a Hemingway Maduro, like the one you liked,
Gonna say
that
yeah,
that kind of fucking cigar.
right.
Fucking cigar. A beautiful in control Maduro that's not trying to blow your ass. Um, just beautiful, man.
I'm gonna smoke the shit out of that, dude. That sounds really good. Sounds like a real winner.
Well, I'm gonna go on Cigar Page and get them for like probably $5.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Rothschild kind of been growing on me, like shorter than Robusto. You know what I mean?
They have their place, man. And if you smoke them slow, you can still get an hour out of it. You know?
I feel like you know what's crazy. You always say like you smoke a Robusto, you get right to the point. I almost feel like you even more get to the point with a 4.5. You know, at least in my experience.
Here's the difference, and I'll explain many reasons why. When you start off with a cigar, the closer you are to the foot, the less distance the smoke has to travel. So the longer distance the smoke has to travel to get to you, smoke gets trapped along the way within the cigar. And some cigars more than others. You can't say, so when I started smoking the cigar right here, the smoke had to travel all the way there. You don't think any of the smoke coated that tobacco along the way? It did.
Mhm.
That tobacco absorbed some of that smoke.
Yeah,
You know, so that's why as you're smoking it, is less and less distance, and you're getting more and more of the smoke. It appears stronger. Plus, we know the tobacco, you're getting closer to the
right.
stronger part of the leaf. So it's 2 for 1, but it's really 3 for 1. So by the time you get down here, it's closer. You're at the stronger part of the leaf, but what? This tobacco down here is being getting coated with smoke the whole time. So it's a 3 for 1, and that's Richie certified. And I've done those things all by myself. And come on, man, that makes sense. It makes
Yeah. I don't know, but so what do you think? What do you think between a because a Rothschild is really not going to have that coating, right, as you're going. But I think I would prefer a Rothschild on average to a Robusto personally.
Well, what diameter we're talking about too. Sometimes they do fat Rothschilds. Sometimes they do I like a little box press fat rush. I like a little 4.5 inch 52 box press.
Yeah,
I
I
kind of
like I like a 4.5 or a 4 3/4 by 48. Nice.
Oh yeah, no, of course the smaller one, but I'm saying I don't mind a fat box press short cigar. I don't
Yeah,
mind it.
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? No, it overcomes the gauge.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like yeah, if you're smoking a small cigar, I feel like you just want to get to it. You know, you want to like hit that right off the gate. That's my thought. You know.
Yeah,
Uh,
the Rothschild Bijou is the best one. I've said that for like 6 years.
yeah, you always say that. Yeah.
I've been saying it forever. Like I used to smoke that cigar from the deli for $6.99. Me and Johnny Stash.
Yeah.
14 bucks, so 15 bucks. I'd pick up two of them, and would take turns buying them. He'd buy, I'd buy, whatever. And he would just call me, "Yo, Big D, I got the bazoo." And so I go there, you hop in his truck, he pull me at pull up my apartment, and I bring out some fresh fruit and like some glasses of water, and just
Yeah.
hang out in the car and talk about conspiracies or whatever the fuck, whatever happened that day. It was it's like you're each other's therapist.
Yeah. Nice. I this thing finally picked up toward the end. I'm starting to taste the Lajero. I always get a kind of a cherry flavor off Lajero. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Are you getting more spice too, or just more sweetness?
More sweetness, more strength, more syrup, more cherry. That's what I often get on. Oh shit! No, I dropped it. Crap.
Oh,
Oh. Um, I get I tend to get more. I tend to get this cherry note and just this strength when I get to the Lajero. I don't tend to get. It actually usually smooths out at Lajero for me personally. I don't know why.
interesting. But then again, you smoke very differently. You micro puff, so
That's well.
it
I've been double puffing recently.
all right, all right, all right.
That's nice and dry, all covered in dirt. Nice. That's a beautiful ash.
Bro, it's so solid. Cigars, and bro, even though I damaged the cap, like I did cut too much, but I didn't cut much at all. You saw it; it was just a small circle. But this cigar, be mindful. I've already said. I'll say it again. There's not much bend on it.
Yeah.
So you
It's
almost better maybe punching it like 3 or 4 times.
almost like a flat head. I really like those 109 caps. That gives you even a little bit more of that roundness, kind of between a Parejo and a Bellicoso. You know what I'm talking about?
Like a slowly steeped torpedo.
Yeah. Well, yeah, yeah, but it's like a short. It's like a short Bellicoso.
No, you have to show me what you're talking about.
Um, I gotta say also on that cigar that you're smoking now, right when you lit it up, it had that laser. You know what I mean? It's just like boom, had that ignition, and now it's burned all the way down like that. That's solid. You know,
No, I have nothing bad to say about it, man.
that's real nice.
He said he smoked the Rocky Patel Decade Toro. I will say that though, because I'm not a hater of Rocky Patel for no reason. The decades are good. I do like the Rocky Patel decades.
About your point with men, 2% of men can get 100% of women, and whatever, and the weird system that creates.
Right.
I think one of the biggest things, most important things. I think I might have even told you about this before, but is fit the way I see it. And I remember one time I couldn't figure out why this one girl didn't like me. I'm not even sure if she didn't like me, but it didn't matter. But I was just like I was trying to whatever. That's not the important part. The important part was I
If
started watching.
she doesn't answer the phone and she files a restraining order, she doesn't like you.
It didn't get to that. It didn't get to that. It definitely didn't get to that. Um, but I feel like sometimes a girl will choose you, and then they'll be pursuing you, and that's one thing. But so here's my point. I was watching a bunch of shows, dating shows. I was just curious how the whole thing worked. And there's a show. Have you seen Love on the Spectrum on Netflix?
No. Then I'm gonna drop this ash.
Hmm. Sorry, is that a no? Gotcha. So in this show, they got a bunch of people who, well, I'll respect the ass drop. That doesn't even look like you had to drop it. You know what I mean?
I know. I'm
That's
just doing it because I want to.
that's very that.
Oh, wait, here's his PG clapping cheeks. Oh, yeah. I don't know, whatever.
No, dude, me clapping cheeks is just about what you just did, dude. I don't drop the ash. I don't drop the ash, and I finally drop the ash.
Bro, fine, dude. That ass was impressive, bro.
That was good, Ash.
I didn't get, bro. It's a natural flow of the show.
Um, so I'm watching this show, and they have people who have autism, like severe autism, profound autism, or they
Mhm.
have people who have Down syndrome, and it's like a dating show for people with whatever, um, these types of, I don't know what you would call it these days, but basically, I mean, I don't again, but these different, they're not normal in terms of the way that they think, uh, or perceive. And what was amazing to me is one would think, oh, it's hard for this person probably to date. But then you're watching it, and they can date just as anybody else can. Or I was watching like the Indian matchmaking, and it's like they date in a way. It's all different. It's different per culture, but it's really about finding the person that fits with you, and the
Right.
person.
Okay, but fits with you. You're saying you. Like, yeah, you can say I'm a nice guy, I paint, or I'm an artist, or I have a good job, I have a good family, or I'm religious, or I haven't been to prison, like, I have a clean record, I have a good credit score. These are all
Yeah,
things I don't care about. Women in this modern world is how much fucking money are you making, and if they divorce you, what can they get out of it? Or if they get pregnant, how much child support can they get? I'm not all women, but our society promoting this kind of it's rewarding this kind of behavior. It wasn't always like this. You understand
right.
that?
I
People
agree.
marry their high school sweetheart because it was frowned upon to be fucking and get pregnant without being married. So they
Right,
got married in high school, you got a job, you settled down, you had some kids, you worked till you're 55, and you retired and went to Florida. That was it. That was a simple life. Whatever. Now people have kids in and out of wedlock. On top of that, and then even if they do get married, what is it now? At this point, 70% of marriages divorce. I
right.
mean, it's my girlfriend just told me her friend just got divorced because her husband told her he wasn't happy. Now I met her friend, and her friend is not that. She let herself go. She's like a blimp. So maybe her husband wasn't happy because he met someone else, and maybe she wasn't giving him what he needed. So it's always easy to say, oh, but like generally, men are very easy to be happy. Like you know what I'm saying though. Like if a man's getting cheeks like even like once or twice a week, he's generally pretty content. Just don't bust his balls. What we cost doesn't cost anything. I mean, what we require, respect. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe a little respect, but you can't say the same for the other person. Like imagine a woman be like, why did you marry your husband? He really respects me. And he fucks me twice a week. Can you imagine a woman telling her girlfriends that? You know what I'm saying though?
I don't know. I mean, I have a friend that's a girl or woman, my age, but female, and she was with a guy for a
Bonus.
while. What you
She, she has a bonus hole.
said? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Um, but she was with a guy for a while and seemed to stay with him despite kind of a low bar that she was setting for the relationship, and he just continued to really fuck it up. So I don't know. I've seen it from both sides where people will.
Girls will stay with a guy that treats them like shit if he's got a big dick.
I guess I know. I guess I know something about that guy now.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If a guy's got game and he's packing a hammer,
yeah.
girls will let them treat him like shit. But if a guy's a nice guy with an average sized dick, he better buy her a house, a car. You know what I'm saying? Though she makes him wait for it.
What
It
I agree with you that this type of system makes no sense. Is not sustainable. And I think that the system that does make more sense, which is sort of naturally occurring, is finding people that you really fit in with. Um, for example, I have a friend who, if I could pick any friend, I would pick him. But like, I don't really feel like I deserve him. But we totally get each other. You know what I mean? We're very similar. So even though I'm not killing it right now, um, he's very cool with me and he's patient with me and all that. So what I'm trying to say is, if if I took his level of quality and tried to find another friend who
I
wasn't
think
like,
you drop yourself too low though, because I think you're a well-spoken guy. I think you're intelligent. I think you're respectful. I think you're kind. I think you're a good listener. So those are things that money can't buy. So maybe you're a friend. You think maybe he's doing better financially or something like what you said, or maybe he's more successful. Is that what you're trying to say? Then what? Don't cut yourself short, man. You
yeah,
can't say, oh well, later on when I'm more successful, then people will like me. No, you have build the character first, and everything else will follow. You're still a young guy. You know what I'm saying? No, don't be hard on yourself like that.
I,
You have things. When you realize the things you have, when you have good qualities like that, those you can never buy. You can never buy.
I appreciate that very much, and thank you. And also, thank you not for the compliment, really, but well, thank you for the compliment, but thank you very much for saying that. I appreciate in general as advice. I think that's really good advice. But I also think that's kind of the argument I wanted to make, which is I think when you're a good when you have certain things and you find people that value those things, that can also work. And I realize that on average, when it comes to the dating world, that's not what people are looking for. I think that's why, I, for me personally, I would try to stay out of that system. Even if I was, I would try to find alternative ways to meet people, because if everybody is just, it's just a race to a certain number of characteristics, like how much money do they have, are they packing like a massive hammer, six pack,
Yeah.
you know, five, whatever,
Kind of, kind of
only
how,
win.
unfortunately, though, in life, it's more about well, people generally get together for what they can get out of it. Guys are real simple. They don't. Most guys they want a girl because they don't want to look like a loser. Oh look me, I'm getting pussy, right? Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm banging this, right? That's pretty much it. I'm banging this. Men are real simple. A rich man would take the poorest 18-year-old woman with a nice face and nice rack, and he'll be happy. But you're not seeing like people want to marry a 20-year old landscaper who's
Right.
breaking leaves and making $100 a day. You know what I'm saying though. Like men have it way more difficult up front.
But what I'm saying is,
But then men don't become as bitter as women because as women lose that beauty when they're young, and then it's like it dissolves, and then they're left and they didn't build any character. Now, if a woman has great character and beauty, as that beauty fades, she's still great to be around,
right.
and she appreciates the attention men gives them. Well, that's a great woman. I met plenty. I'm not an anti-woman. I met plenty of it when I was single. After my divorce, I banged a lot of attractive 35, 45-year-old women with great character that were really fun to be around. They appreciated just the attention I gave them. We had good conversation. Fuck their brains out. We had a nice time, and that's that. That's all I was just saying. Listen, we're just having a nice time tonight, honey. You want to have a good time? We're gonna have a good time. I'm gonna have a good time, and that was that. And that was that.
Let's say, for argument, and it's not that I disagree or necessarily that I agree. I don't really know. But let's say it seems possible that the ideal woman in this game, and again, this sounds crass, but for sake of argument, as an idea, the ideal woman is 18 years old, 10 out of 10 face, great body, nice personality in terms of pleasant personality, whatever. And then the ideal guy is like what, 40 years old, billionaire,
Well, he's saying for a woman, I mean, yes and no though, because there are plenty of women that married rich guys that are banging the pool boy. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
right?
No, it is what it is.
What
I
I'm
I think bottom line is in any relationship, if you don't have an equal level of respect, it's not going to last, or you know what I'm saying, or there's going to be a lot of problems when you respect each other, because nobody wants for better or worse. Nobody wants richer or poorer. You know what I'm saying? Though it's gonna be highs and lows, and people become unrealistic to remember that. You got to remember.
what I'm saying is, if we can say the ultimate guy is wealthy, couldn't even spend all the money he has.
A movie star, a Brad Pitt, a Leonardo
Yeah,
DiCaprio.
what I'm saying is, if there is a
But that's such a low percentage. It's so unrealistic for women to think they're going to get that.
But it's unrealistic for men to think that they're going to get the other thing. What I'm trying to say is, if there's a absolute best, if there's one thing that everybody's going for in both directions, then the only people who should play that game are the people who are in that 1%, right? Women who are like that should play that game and date those guys that they deem to be the 1%, and
But
everybody play.
difference. The guys that are in the 1% know they're in the 1%. They got the Ferrari. They got a mansion. They got all those things. Every woman thinks she's 1%. Every woman, every woman thinks she's Beyonce. Every woman thinks she's Marilyn Monroe, and they're not. And there's,
I,
and the
let me,
difference. A guy might, slam her and take her to bed real quick, or fuck her in the parking lot.
yeah,
But you get what I'm trying to say, though.
I ruined that cigar by dropping it. Before that, it was smoking perfectly.
Yeah.
Um, that's particular user error just slipped out of my hand. The wind took
And
it.
saying that both no. That's why men are leaving this country, and they're going to like Thailand, or they're going to Vietnam, or they're going to um, Africa, and then they're meeting other women that are just realistic, that just want a man and to have children.
Well,
And,
no, but what you're saying, if you go to look, let's say you go to Africa
you know,
and you meet a girl who you go, oh, this seems like a nice girl. She cooks, she cleans, she fawns over me. In her world, you might be that 1%. You might have access. She might not want to be in Africa. I'm not saying Africa is a. I mean, there are different countries in Africa, but let's say you're in,
well,
uh,
it's not about the guys going
you're
there
not,
because people are,
whatever.
let's say they go to Thailand. It's not because they're lower income over there. You can't buy respect. So here, people can make more money, but they forgot about the basics about respect. You know what I'm saying though? And you get what I'm trying to say. That whole phrase, happy life, happy wife, whatever. What about the man? Don't he doesn't have feelings? You can't. You gotta treat him like shit. Well, he's gotta take all tons of shit to keep her happy. For what? For what? Men are just as valuable as women, and in my opinion, we created this world, so we can't forget that either. So yeah, I mean, when you're with the woman, sure, hopefully you have mutual respect and you treat each other respectful, and that's that. But I think our society, we've gone too far. I think part of that is social media. Everyone on social media everyone thinks they're going to get Brad Pitt or whatever,
But
and have a mansion in Aspen, and it's not going to happen.
you have to look. I mean, people can think that, but people can think all sorts of things. You can go to a casino or play the lotto, but you're not going to win. On average, if you continue to play, it's very unlikely that you're actually going to make money in that way. If you're playing in a
But,
casino,
but,
they
but if a middle class guy is working and doing his best and doing everything he can, and that's still not enough for him, do you understand that's like pouring water in a bucket with a hole in it? It doesn't matter then.
no, no, but what I'm saying is, if you encounter if I encounter a woman or a man or whatever, but I mean, I would be looking at this from the perspective I'd be looking at a woman. But if I meet a woman and she has those types of beliefs, that's not a person that I want to have a relationship with, any type of relationship with. I don't want to be friends with her. I don't want to know her. I don't want to be in business with her. I don't want to have a romantic relationship with her because that's a belief that doesn't function well. And again, it's like saying, "Oh, I'm going to play the lotto, get rich," or "I'm going to go to a casino, get rich," because it's not a system. If you look at it, if you zoom out and you look at the system, your strategy won't work ultimately, on average. So if a woman says, "Oh, well, I'm Beyonce," well, actually, you happen to be your looks are a seven, you're middle class, you came from a middle class family, you have a college degree but no advanced degree, you have a decent job, a white collar job, but it's not. You're not a manager, or you know what I mean. You're not on any sort of track to become particularly
No man
different.
marries a woman because of what job she. They could care less because her money's never yours. You
Well,
know what I'm
no,
saying? But the
look,
difference when she divorces you, your money's hers with
if
child.
if you in my opinion, if you're marrying a woman and you're not considering what job she has or what her interests are, you're making the same mistake. You're on the other side of the same mistake because if she thinks the woman that
Well,
I just
for
if she,
example, if you
yeah,
have a girl who works at a job making minimum wage, but she treats you respectful, and she's so kind to you, she's a good homemaker, and she gives you beautiful children, and you come home and there's respect and love, you don't care. But you have a woman who's a high school teacher, and she has a master's degree, and she's bitter. She just treats you like shit, and she's, you know what I'm saying? They're like a
but
guy would be
Rich,
happy.
I don't think you could say okay, I'll take one or the other. You can't say because you could say it doesn't matter to me as long as she has a certain personality, and that could be fine, and that could work depending on the type of system that you're looking at. But in that case, respect is at a high premium, and that's a different system. You see, because look,
If there was respect on both sides, you wouldn't be getting divorced.
but no, that's what I'm saying. Look,
When there's respect, you understand that no matter what, you're together, and there's going to be highs and lows because life has its challenges. But if you respect each other, you can say love, but love. Know what respect is? Respect is proof of love. It's a
yeah,
test because love is what is love? Most love is just lust, oh, like it's or whatever, and that comes and goes. But respect is a true love. You really, and respect because the friends is a different kind of. It's a the Bible calls it agape love, or a love amongst friends, where it's just like, hey, this is my friend. Like you care. It's a different kind. I mean, like you care about someone, you respect
but
them.
I think respect is always love. If you really respect somebody, I think that is love. Because if you respect out of fear, that's just fear. That's just control. But to really offer somebody respect is love, in my opinion. No matter what type of respect that is.
Society has lost respect for themselves. They don't care. They don't care about being divorced 5 times. Who cares? Oh, I benefit out of it. So part of it is our society has lost all morality. In some ways, our society has improved, technology, etc. Okay, but at the same time, I feel like we've gone off course when it comes to morality. You
I was watching a comic earlier. Very funny guy, Stuart Lee, I think his name was. He made the argument that morality is sort of always moving. That morality isn't a static thing, and it changes. What do you think about that?
no, no, I still believe thou shalt not kill, don't bear false witness, don't lie, don't steal. Those that's morality. You know what I'm saying? No, honor your mother and father, be respectful. Those things never change. Now, as far as what within society things might change minutely, and so you say this is in this society this is a little different now. Okay, but overall, people being trustworthy that doesn't change at the beginning of time. Someone honorable, the bottom line is there was thieves back then in the Bible. There's thieves now. Okay, there's murderers back then. There's murderers now. You know what I'm saying? Those are not trustworthy qualities. You know what I'm saying? Though there's people that you know whatever. So that's all I'm saying. But the finish on this is phenomenal. Absolutely world class cigar. 4.6, high value, box worthy cigar. And this is in Toro. Its finishing. I have nothing bad to say about it. It's so creamy. It's so delicious. It's fantastic.
That one's definitely going on my list to try for sure.
Enough. And I'm really sad I never tried it.
Yeah,
Really sad. I'm almost 40 years old. I never tried this cigar.
dude, you got to try the Cameroon. I want to try the Cameroon as well, but
I,
they have.
the Cameroon costs $2 more, and so
I think, dude, based on this one, you should break the bank, dude.
yeah, I know, and I have to try the. I'll have to order the Cameroon online. I think the band throws it off. It looks like a really old school cigar, and see in your mind you're like, oh, how good could this be? It was deceiving, man.
Yeah, no, the Cameroon. For some reason, the Cameroon specifically, because you think Excalibur, you think naturally, you think Maduro. You know what I mean? You don't think Cameroon. So it's like, did they just slap on a Cameroon and like, would that work? You know what I mean? So it doesn't inspire.
Yeah, but General gets Cameroon from the Marevalo family, so it's probably going to be really.
Um,
They're using true Cameroon, so it's probably going to be good. You know, I don't see them fucking it up. I generally don't. If this was really good, This was really great, man. This was a great cigar. This is memorable. I have nothing bad to say about it. I'm glad you were here for it on this review. Um, the next review I'm going to do is the Partagas, the one that
Oh, the
Anthony,
green.
the new one, the green one, the Mexican San Andreas one. But
Nice.
I got it in Robusto. When I was
Nice.
thinking in Robusto, the wrapper for some reason is much more toothier on the smaller size, like really toothy. I couldn't believe like prickly, like toothy prickly wrapper. So I'm hoping that smaller size picks up the strength of that cigar.
That sounds like. You know what? I wouldn't have as high of hopes for that cigar as this cigar, in a weird way. Um, but we'll
Well,
see.
it's been around for how many years?
Right.
So somebody's buying it.
Exactly.
People at lounge, if you're hanging out at a high end lounge, no one gives a shit about a cigar. Or I think Hoyo sells a lot on the internet. People buy boxes.
I always I always see on Cbit. I'm always looking to get a good price on the Excaliburs, and they always stay at the same price because always somebody's always buying them. That is not a cigar that ever goes much lower than you could buy it. You know what I mean? So people respect that cigar very much. Have you now?
Dude, I have a very, I don't know if you know this, I smoke a lot of cigars. This is not bullshit.
I thought it was just a
I,
stupid place to smoke cigar.
I smoke a lot of different cigars. The point is, it's not bullshit.
Yeah.
I have a high level. I can point out bullshit a mile away, and the more you make me spend, the higher my. It's like the sensor. I turn it up because I look even harder. The more you cost my pocket, the more I'm paying attention.
Right.
You know? So for only $10 at a lounge and probably seven on the internet for a full size, bro. I mean, it is. I just think could they do more with the brand? Maybe update the bands and update. They could. That's marketing. You
Hmm.
know, but obviously they're selling it, man. So at that point, you know, I don't need to help them. I'm just trying to help us to realize that I think a lot of guys have tried. Even
Right.
Anthony, he's tried a lot of these General cigars and he had a good time. And he loves the El Rey del Mundo. He loves the Golden Era. These are General cigars that are really solid. They're
Right.
not bullshit.
Now, have you tried the Excalibur and Maduro, the regular one?
No, I haven't.
Dude, I I got to try all three of those. I tried it in the Connecticut, but I think it was too windy and it just burned too hot. So I had a bad experience. I'm going to go back and smoke another one of those for sure.
Interesting. Interesting.
In fact, maybe next time I'm on, I'll smoke another because I think I have one more Excalibur just in the natural. I might smoke that in the future. But yeah, as far as you were saying, just want to say, I think if you are going for that system where there's only one winner, then it doesn't make sense to not be that to play that system and not be that person. So if you're saying build a relationship on mutual respect, I think that is reasonable, right? Because a lot of people can have that. It's not just one guy can have that, you know. Because like also imagine like what if you're a billionaire 6 pack, 6'2", and then your girl leaves you for guy who's got $2 billion 8 pack, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Seven,
a guy like that doesn't. The guy's got options.
yeah.
When a guy's at that level, he could have anyone for the most
That's
part. So you know.
But if you commoditize relationships like that, there's always going to be another. You see what I'm saying?
But you know the old story. You see the rich millionaire. He's 80 years old and he's got a 22-year-old wife. You get what I'm saying? Though you don't see it the other way around. You know what I'm saying? Though. So what does that prove? That women will do. Most women will do what they got to do to get what they think is value. You
Hmm.
know, provided for money. And a man just wants that chocha, baby. It's kind of like it's a dance that's been happening for a long time. Somewhere in between their morality keeps people from getting into trouble. Um, it is what it is. It's not a perfect system. I don't know what is. There's so much temptation in this world. Um, because also too, like you think of it this way, it used to be a man went to work and the woman was home with the kids. But now both people are going to work, and now that woman's getting a lot of attention at work, and also that guy, he's getting attention from women at work. So it's a lot harder to be faithful in this situation.
One sec, sorry.
Which one was Sacco smoking tonight? Sacco, what cigar you said it was really good? And Chris Walker saying he likes the Hoyo Amistad. It's AJ. The Amistad, the Hoyo is a dark Sumatra. I like the Hoyo. The Hoyo Dark Sumatra is a good cigar. I like the Dark Sumatra with the red band. Dark Sumatra is solid. Um, my guy, he can't keep those in stock. Dark Sumatra, fantastic cigar. This cigar is fantastic. Have you had the Dark Sumatra, AJ Hoyo?
I have not. I haven't smoked a lot of AJ's darker stuff. I kind of smoked his mid, you know what I mean? Enclave.
Dark Sumatra is not a kick-ass cigar. I mean, it's a strong cigar, but it's not. It's not full AJ. You would like the Dark Sumatra. It's a nice
Dark
cigar.
Sumatra. I don't even know that cigar. Is that not?
Out for a few years. The Hoyo Dark Sumatra, fantastic
Gosh,
cigar.
I don't think I've smoked that one Hoyo Excalibur. I've really been sleeping on Hoyo. I will cop to that. In fact, I wish I smoked the Excalibur tonight. I didn't. I had already put this out to dry box, the one that I just smoked.
You know, it's a gem of a brand. This Hoyo that even for me, I haven't smoked a lot of these Hoyos, and there's a lot of good stuff out there, man. And they're really affordable. And there's no gouge on them, because nobody cares. And that's where for most people you can have a great time. Look, bro, I smoked a lot of great cigars. This is one of them. So it's in there. So the fact that it doesn't cost that much, that's a gift. You know what I'm saying though? So it is what it is. Jeremy, stay fresh. So tomorrow. What time? Tomorrow I'm working overtime. I gotta get up early.
You said what time is it?
Yeah,
It's currently 9:17 my time, so 10:17 your time.
one more time. Another 15 minutes. Yeah, I mean, yeah, dude. So I'm doing some overtime tomorrow, and whatever, making some extra cash, and that's that. It is what it is. It
I'm
is
really
what it is.
smoked through the Excalibur line there. I think that's it's cool. It's cool that these cigars exist and they don't. It's not that they don't get love because they actually do get some love, but
It's a
they
it's a silent
there's
love. There's no buzz.
yeah
I think our society we've got too hooked on buzz. It's almost like what's next? What's the new stuff? And I get that even as a reviewer, I want to review. Not that I have to review new stuff. I like to
right,
review that I haven't reviewed yet. Okay, but of course, if it's new, I'd like to review it too. But I feel like we're at a point where people only want new. You know what I'm saying? No, and it's I'm saying? No, it's I feel like you can do both. You can still enjoy new stuff, be excited for something new, but at the
yeah.
same time, blindly hate. That's like saying, "Oh, there's no good movies before, only the new ones." No, there was a lot of great movies that came out in the '70s and '80s and '90s. Again, they're probably better than the new stuff. So it's you can look to the past and still have some great stuff, and if they've still been around for 10, 20, 30 years, they're doing something right.
I think it's kind of similar where, like what we were talking about with dating, there's one side which is respect and how well do you get along with somebody and what's the fit. Do you fit with somebody really well? And then the other is just like, is it new? Is it good? You know what I mean? Is it the best?
Well, part of that too, yeah, you can have respect and everything, but also if you two don't click, and um, that can hurt the relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And here's the thing too: you don't have to have things in common to enjoy each other. For example, let's say your girlfriend likes to go for nature walks. Go a little trailblazing. Go for a walk in the mountains for an hour or two. You might not give a shit, but if you say, "Honey, yeah, you like doing that? Let's go for it." You could do stuff that she likes, and then maybe she could do some stuff you like, or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to
Sure.
you could almost say, wow, you look at the world different than I do. That's refreshing. I feel like if you respect one another, you can enjoy the differences and then you get along a lot better instead of saying it's a problem. Oh, we don't have anything in common. Well, every guy here likes smoking cigars, but guess what? I don't want to date anyone here. Okay, we have a lot in common. So, my girlfriend is a woman. Wears makeup, has a period, wears a bra. We don't have that in common. But guess what? I want to date a woman. You know what I'm saying? Though? So I think naturally, for the most part, we're attracted to opposites. Well, unless if you're 451, and then if you're 451, it is what it is. Then you go for what you like. That's a whole other. Yeah.
What I was saying is, I think that what you're saying, exactly what you're saying, if you only look at the system where you say, well, I want the richest man and the youngest woman or the hottest woman or whatever, then it's just a race. It's a race to get whatever, and it doesn't. The system breaks really fast. I think it's similar with cigars. If you just say, I want the newest cigar, I want the hottest cigar, you could do it, but you you lose out on, because I think really the joy is to find
If you
something that's box worthy.
have a woman that she makes you happy, but if she's constantly quitting her job or blowing all your money, it's gonna. So yeah, I mean, there's the respect and the financial side. But if you have that though, but you're not happy with each other because simply you don't enjoy each other, I think the best reason why you do anything in life outside of going to work is you do it because you're happy. Like right now, we like to smoke cigars. Why? It makes us happy. We enjoy it. So if you're with a woman and you enjoy her company and she enjoys your company, or say no, then that to me is that's the best.
It's
When
massive, super
you look
important.
forward to seeing each other, and I think that's easier. I mean, harder to accomplish than it sounds. Like just
Sure.
be. What's wrong with that? I
No,
think you know.
absolutely. I think, but also, I realize I'm cheapening it a little bit, but I see a similarity here with cigars where it's like you could smoke the hottest, newest cigar all the time, but there's certain cigars which are just going to hit you right. I smoked, uh, I smoked a rare pink that Gio had sent me the
Yeah,
other day, and it was good. It's a good cigar, but I wouldn't buy a box over the LFD Cameroon cabinet. Like it's just, you know what I mean? It's a cheaper, more available cigar, but it just hits me right. So
yeah. You the hype and the gouge pricing wouldn't justify the purchase.
right,
You know, but what I've tried to tell people about gouge is that no matter what the cigar is, paying double or triple for it doesn't make it better.
right,
And
right,
that's relationships. If you have a nice girl, but she brings you through the ringer, she gouges you, or she
right.
makes you beg to go to sleep with her. You're like, why am I getting gouged to get some ass? You know what I'm saying though? So like, I'll be happy with a daily smoke. I'll take the curly head to bed, but at least she. You get what I'm trying to say though. So I think no matter what, you know, I don't like to get gouged, no matter what I'm doing. MSRP, sure, or C bid it, sure, but
I think gouge is the girl who's just a regular girl who thinks she's Beyonce, right? And then she wants you to treat her like that. Which I'm not saying there's anything wrong. I mean, there's something wrong treating people like Beyonce. You know what I mean? But like in terms of treating people well, obviously that's not bad. But if somebody's like, "Oh, I need a new handbag, I need a new car, I need a new this," you know what I mean? It's like,
I guess not being now. Look, I mean, not appreciating what you provide. If that's not enough, then like it's never going to be enough.
right.
And it is what it is. You
And
know,
but is that not gouge?
I don't know. I don't know.
I
I don't,
just think I just think guys want these cigars which are gouged up, that have all this buzz around them, that are new. Same thing with like the dating world. So you have to find, like, sure, you can go for that, but also you have to go for, well, you have
at
to find a
the
cigar that
day,
hits
it's all just tobacco. So it's like it's like I feel like you can lie to yourself either way. You can lie to yourself that gouging makes it better, or you can lie to yourself and say, "Hey, this one isn't gouged, and I like it just the same." Or maybe it's the truth too. So I don't know. I mean, it's you
you. But
know,
that goes 100% for women. That's the point, right?
yeah,
Everything you just said, you could have just said women. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, yeah. I think we all just can agree that no man wants to come home and find his wife in bed or a girlfriend in bed with another man.
Yeah.
It,
And nobody wants to come home and someone smoked through half your opus. Yeah, I mean,
what
left
would
them.
what would be worse if you came home and your wife was fucking another man, or if you came home and another man with your wife was smoking your Opus X? What would be worse?
I think
Really think about it.
I got an answer for you. I think if you were very close with your wife and you trusted your wife and she was treating a guest,
No, I'm not talking about a guest. I'm talking about like she
she like brought home a man.
brought home a man and gave him your best cigars. Or the other situation is you come home and she's, whatever.
I, I think it's worse if she's smoking your Opus X with him.
What's that?
I think it's worse if she's smoking your Opus X with him. Yeah.
Smoking.
Yeah. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because I think that it's one thing she said, "Oh, this is what I desire. I'm going to do it. I'm an animal. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to think. I'm just going to do it." And then you say, "Okay, that's fine. Your animal instincts got the better of you. Pack up your stuff. Go. I'll have the divorce paperwork to you. You know, no problem. I understand that you had that moment
What?
of animal. That's one thing. But if she comes home and she's like, I'm going to get this motherfucker. I I know it, and he's been aging this box. I know he's been
Yeah,
aging.
even worse. You come home and there's 10 guys over and they're just smoking all your best shit.
Yeah,
You know, like you're like, and nothing's happened, but they smoke your best cigars. But that would probably hurt you some way. Like you're like, like your best, like if your girlfriend opened up the couch and all your best cigars, and like
it's
some,
it's premeditated. Man.
or that'd be some funny shit.
That'd be evil, man. I would not. I would be afraid of that person. I would get you. That
So
is.
I feel like that'd be. Dude, these guys are going like fast.
They got to get to the house before the guy gets home.
Yeah, these guys are doing like a buck 50 on this highway, man. It's
They're
fucking.
about to go smoke pre embargo Cubans that a guy has with
It's,
his wife. Yeah,
or even worse, what if like your wife never smoked with you, and you come home and she's smoking like Opus X with some other guy? You're like, wait, I thought you didn't like cigars. She's like, oh, but I smoke them with him. Like,
that'd be crazy. I don't even know how would you respond to that.
well, what if that guy like brought you cigars too, though, and you're like, I don't know how to feel about this. Oh, Andalusian Bull, thank you.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, great collection you have here. I brought you some sticks I've been aging. You know, this is really nice."
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I mean
You
that I feel like
ever
that's
smoked a PK in this size? I hear it's great.
yeah,
Why don't you offer this to you?
I feel like that's a whole other category.
That'd be crazy, dude. He's like so nice to you, man. You get home and he's so nice. He's like so, and you're like, "Who is this guy?" And she's like, "I don't know. I met him. Think he's
I,
nice."
I told you this guy I used to know from a cigar club, right? Um, and he was pretty well off. And then what's up, Jason? And he came home one day, and his wife was banging some other guy. He came home early, so she didn't know that he was home, but he heard him what was going on. So he grabbed his pistol. I don't know if it was a Glock, but he. This is the weird part. He loaded it with blanks, which means no one that has guns normally has a box of blanks. Like that has to be like premeditated, right? Because like, why would you have a gun and have fake bullets? So he went in the room with the gun loaded with blanks and starts shooting at both of them. Scares the shit out of both of them. They go to court, obviously, to get divorced. He tells the judge, "Well, I thought this guy was R wording. I don't want to say that. It rhymes with grape. He thought the guy was attacking his wife, and so he was trying to just scare the guy to get him to go away. You know what I'm saying though? And it actually he won the case because I don't know who was on the judge, who was the jury. Imagine the jury, like it's like so yeah. So that he feel that like he was waiting for that to happen. You know what I'm saying? No, you know, normally a guy comes home and his wife's in bed with someone else, he goes for broke. But he's like, nah, you know, I just gotta scare them. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
No, but for that moment though, those people they really thought they were dead. Like you know what I'm saying? No one's if you're in bed with the woman, the husband comes home and he's popping blanks off at you, in that moment, you're not like, oh, it's blanks. Like
right,
it's just
right.
oh, it's blanks. It is a real
Yeah, you're shitting the bed, dude. You're shitting the bed.
right? You know, and yeah, so he won the case though.
I
That guy
mean, it's
his name,
not the
that guy's
thing.
name was his name was Steve.
It's not the dumbest thing because imagine, imagine he is attacking his wife,
Yeah.
and the guy, you know what I mean? What are you gonna do? What if you accidentally hit your wife?
He knows his wife once again. He knew. Come on, bro. If you come home and your wife's moaning, oh yeah, like you're not like she's getting attacked. You know, like it's not like the front door was kicked open and like the windows broken. You know what I'm saying though?
I'm
Like
trying to figure out how about you win that case.
what's that?
Trying to figure out how you win that
Yeah,
case. You know
you,
what I mean?
there's like Barry Manilow playing and like candles and roses. Like she's not getting attacked. You know? Well, I mean, she's getting attacked, but not nothing illegal's going on there. You know, what I'm saying like just they got that they got Barry Manilow like my love, my everything. Just so like 1970s love song. Like I don't know. That's that guy. I think he knew he had that. Is like if she ever cheats on me and I catch her, I got the blinds. Like that guy was waiting for that to happen. You know.
You're like, someone, someone been smoking opus in here?
Well, just imagine when the police come and they got to collect the crime scene. They're taking pictures of all the empty shells on the floor. Like these are blanks. There's no bullet holes. Like, he's like, yeah, blanks, right? You're like, you know,
Oh man, that's pretty clever.
yeah, I think I don't know.
Look, I mean, well, here's the other thing: is that justified? I think it might be justified. You're not hurting anybody.
He had a good lawyer, and in the frame, he, like I said, he was trying in his mind. What he told them, he was trying to defend his wife and just get the guy out of there. And but in reality, he he killed her in his mind, but he didn't do it. It's kind of stupid. It's kind of
But you probably would scare the guy out of there.
oh yeah, dude, the guy's not coming back. Like they like what I'm saying. No, I'm sure he ran out the door naked, like just got out of there. Like what I'm saying. Though, like at
Yeah,
that, even if it was a 2-story house, you would jump through the window because you don't know it's real or not. You're like, oh, I guess he missed. Wow, terrible aim. It's like
yeah. I guess that's the only thing. If the guy gets hurt or your wife gets hurt
yeah,
as a result, from them fleeing, that could be a problem. So he probably got lucky.
I don't know. I'm not gonna say his last name. I just remembered his last name.
Yeah, don't. I wouldn't. Don't do that. Make him famous, man.
Yeah, well, I'll look it up tonight. I'll look it up. I'll look to see if it was a news story though. I don't remember if it was in the news though.
That'd be a pretty fun.
What's funny is though, like a few weeks before that happened, I was in Port Jeff and I was smoking cigars, and I saw him and his wife, and they were walking around the town having a nice night. Hand in hand, and they looked like they were a happy couple.
Wow.
Meanwhile, I think he knew something was going on, and he was ready to catch him in the act. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He, he knew.
She was a little too happy. Why is she so? She seems great. You know what I mean? Like,
Because normally when you go to a gun store, they don't sell blanks. Because what are you
yeah,
gonna do? What are you gonna do with that besides get in trouble? Because if you're gonna if it's really home defense, blanks are gonna get they're not gonna. I don't know. I mean, maybe
well,
the maybe the criminal runs away because he thinks. Maybe it's a whole new theory. Maybe the criminal's not gonna stay around if they find out
yeah,
if it's real. Right? And he's like, oh shit, and you're like, don't worry about the walls. Nothing's
right.
happening. You know?
That's the other thing. You could come in with an assault rifle. You know what I mean? Start
Yeah.
firing blanks. He's gonna be crapping his pants, man. Like, you know what I mean? And that
Or,
way,
or, or, or the opposite could happen. He could like those are just blanks, and he keeps going. Like he just, yeah,
yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's the other thing. If he starts returning fire, you better have a pistol on you with
yeah,
real live ammo with blanks. You know what I mean? Warning shots with blanks.
yeah. I don't know, man. That was just. I remember that being such a dumb story. I'm like, I don't know why Steve did that. You know.
I'm trying to think, like, yeah, because I mean, how often is the guy gonna be like, "Oh, I'm returning fire on this," you know?
I don't,
Probably enough of the time. Probably enough of the time that you want to use live ammo.
legally, what could he charge that guy with? You're banging the guy's wife on his bed, like it's kind of a low ball move. You know what I'm saying? Though,
Well, dude, I mean, is it illegal to scare someone with blanks?
not in your own house
Yeah,
because especially if you tell them, I thought she was being attacked.
yeah,
Because it's not like he had an open relationship, so
yeah. So there's no reason somebody else should be there.
right, yeah, right. Yeah, yeah, he was trying to be the hero. I don't know. I think, yeah, he could have a superhero. He's a blank man. He's blank man.
Yeah,
Yes. Like imagine that he resolves everything with blanks. You know what I'm saying though?
yeah.
I don't know. Like,
What are flashbang grenades like in real life?
oh no, people can get hurt with that. Yeah,
Okay, okay,
you can blow out eardrums. You can start a fire. Yeah, those are dangerous.
all right, okay.
Yeah, don't play with those. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
trying to think because like, could you? How much further could you take this? Where you're like,
Well,
really?
I think he could have came in there dressed up as Freddy Krueger and be
Yeah,
like, the guy would leave. You're not gonna stay. You know what I'm saying? No, like if he came in dressed up as like Barney, that would be weird too. He's
I
like,
think
hey,
if
folks.
if the guy's actually attacking his wife, and Freddy Krueger shows up, the dude's probably got a weapon on him. He's gonna attack you. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
What's funny is I would almost, if I was arguing against that, if I was trying to prosecute the guy, I would say, well, if you didn't have any live ammunition on you, but you own live ammunition, why wouldn't you bring live ammunition? Because if you think he's actually attacking her, he needs to have a backup plan as well, right? He's
Right,
take
and
his yeah,
also, what normal gun owner owns blanks? It's not normal. No, you know what I'm saying? Blanks are generally reserved for making movies. You know what I'm saying? No,
yeah.
so it doesn't. It's yeah. I mean, well, he had a good lawyer though, so Well,
That's a funny story, man.
you'd have to have a good reason why you bought the blanks to begin with.
Scare tactics. Some blanks. Have
What's that?
Don't take this video down, dude. If it ever comes to this, I'm gonna show this video. Say this is when I got the idea. Scare tactics. That's why I own blanks.
Yeah, yeah, yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think it's a bad idea overall to have something to scare people because you don't want to necessarily use live ammunition in all cases.
Yeah, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but he could have just went in there and be like, "Hey, honey, when you're done, what time is dinner ready?" And then the guy, like, he just, like, you know.
Then
Like,
the guy quickly kills your wife and comes
I've
out.
never been in that situation where I came home and caught a girlfriend or a wife with another man. I feel like that's a rough place to be in.
I would,
I feel like you would never recover from that.
yeah. Thank goodness I've never experienced that either.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would deal with that.
I met a woman when I was driving for Uber once that told me, um, like she came home and her husband was like with other men in their house, and that's a different situation. You know what I'm saying?
That's not as bad. You
Not
know
as
what
bad. Well, in some ways it's worse. Some ways it's better.
I think it's better because it's like it's not you, it's me. It's truly not it's not you, it's me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's nothing you could have done about this. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
It's not your fault. I feel like that sucks, but you can get over it. But if it's just if your wife
Woman
with a
comes home and the man's in bed with a prettier woman, a younger woman, like obviously, yeah. But if a yeah, that's
here's
yeah,
the worst thing. You come home, you're a woman. You come home and your husband's with an uglier, older woman,
yeah.
and then
Oh,
she like, oh well, she just gets me. That's the worst. You're like, Jesus.
she makes better cookies.
Yeah, exactly. She
Yeah,
respects me more, dude. How heartbreaking would that be?
exactly. I don't
And
know.
try so hard to be a good wife. That'd be
Yeah,
horrible.
yeah. Yeah, she bought me Opus X. I don't know. But
Yeah.
on that note, bro, I'm gonna go to bed because I got to work early in the morning, bro.
All right.
Hey, man, it was a great live, great time. That was a great cigar. I highly recommend that cigar. Anyone watching this, um, the Hoyo de Monterrey Excalibur Dark Knight. Very surprised. I really had high hopes, and it was better than I thought. It looked nice. You saw the pictures.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was a really nice wrap. Don't age them. They're ready to be smoked. They don't need any time. Um, they're great as is. So I'm gonna try to find them on Cigar Page. Let me know if you find a good deal on them. You know,
I smoked a cigar like that. Oh yeah, I smoked a Monte Cristo Platinum the other day,
how was
and
it?
I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't great, but as the Monte Cristo Platinum tends to be, I think. But it definitely has that. You can tell the tobacco's been treated right, you know. And I think some of those higher end of those heritage brands, you get that. You know what I mean? Like you don't need to age it because it's like pretty much
No,
straightforward.
I always enjoy that cigar. I don't think it's the best Monte Cristo, but I think it has its place, and you get that for a stupid price. You know, you buy a 5 pack for like $25. You can have a good time with that cigar. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think I think it's also a very situational cigar. There are occasional moments where you're like, oh, I wish I had a Monte Cristo Platinum right now because it's kind of specific. You know what I mean? Kind of has
Had a wrapper on that, right?
that's a Mexican Habano wrapper. Yeah, it's interesting.
So it's an interesting wrapper. It's
Yeah.
kind of that cigar is different. I think it gets overlooked because that was before the whole AJ thing. But
Hmm.
at the time, that was a stronger Monty for before AJ. You know what I'm saying, though? And then they went full AJ, and then they got overlooked.
That
But
Platinum is a serious medium plus by the end. I mean, it's
you need to have the El Rico Habano. The El Rico Habano is still to date the strongest Habano I ever had.
yeah.
And I sweat thinking about that cigar. That cigar hurt me. That cigar really hurt me. And 10's off for camping, Sako. I feel like the credits are rolling. And soft, gentle heat, guys. That's right. You know.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
it was a great live, good time hanging out with a bunch of stupid people in a stupid place, and it is what it is. So, uh,
thanks for having me, Richie. Thanks for hanging out with me.
well, I didn't have you. Do I gotta get the blanks? You know?
Thanks for Sako, what do we say, man? You're the director, you're the manager. What is this called? Thanks for letting me be the guest. I appreciate
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
the cigar guest. I don't know what to say.
yeah. Exactly. I don't know. Friends with no benefits. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you know. What I'm
They hanging out. That's not good any either.
saying? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
We the only thing that touches our words and our ears. That's it. You know. So
This sounds horrible. Words to yeah.
your words are going in my ear. When
Yeah.
you really think about talking is sexual because the words are penetrating your ears and going into your mind.
Also, if you I mean, I mean, yeah, you know, I'm just saying. A girl whispering in your ear can be pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, I'm not going to whisper, you know, soft, soft gentle heat. You know? Yeah,
that's you should do that. One of the you should yeah. Maybe sometime you're hanging out with somebody, you're doing a double lunge, you whisper to them. I actually don't do that.
Wait, do you think we should have a whisper lounge? Like, you know one day, you know what I'm saying? No, just
Yeah.
a lounge, the whole episode, just whisper
Yeah.
in that.
I think you know what? No, I think that's possible if the cigar calls for that. You know what I mean? Cigar is the mood, and there might be a whisper cigar. I don't know.
You want some pizza? You want some pizza? How about now?
I hate it, dude. I hate it a lot. I can't.
It doesn't work out.
No,
See,
it's horrible.
whispering is reserved for when you're with the woman. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Men shouldn't whisper to other men.
Yeah. 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 Imagine like you're at a gun store, they're like, yeah, we need 9 millimeter over there, big guy. Wow, nice.
Your buddy, dude. I think he's got a gun. You're like, dude, fucking bring your voice up, dude. Come on, don't be weird, man. He's like,
Yeah, yeah. Everyone's whispering. Like, yeah, dude. Oh, yeah, how about this? You call Domino's. No, like Domino's, you're like, yeah, I get 2 pepperoni. Sir, you all right? Yeah, we get 2 pepperoni.
They probably. You think they spit in your food?
I think whispering's kind of creepy, actually.
Yeah. I don't know if they just like hang up or they spit in your food or what. I don't know. They're like I don't know. They probably send two delivery people to your house just so they have backup. You know.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Hey, bro, I'm going to sleep.
All right. Good night,
Everyone,
sir.
stay fresh.
All right.
Later,
Take it.
bro.
See you later.